Right then, welcome along. Welcome to another video by the Traveling Diplomat, where we try to make the most of those work trips abroad. I've been fortunate enough to travel extensively for both work and leisure over the years, and I must say some of the most memorable experiences have been culinary ones. So I thought I'd share some of those experiences with you. Today we're off to Jamaica, a land of vibrant culture, stunning landscapes, and of course incredible food. We'll be exploring 10 must-try Jamaican dishes that will tantalize your taste buds and leave you wanting more. Now, I know what you're thinking, James. Isn't this a bit off-brand? Shouldn't you be talking about, well, cars? And to that I say, yes, normally I would. But even a seasoned traveler like myself needs a break from the internal combustion engine every now and again. Besides, food, much like a well-engineered automobile, is something to be savored, appreciated, and yes, even discussed at length. So buckle up, grab a red stripe or a cuppa if you prefer, and let's embark on a culinary journey to the heart of Jamaica. First up, we have ackee and saltfish, Jamaica's national dish. Now, ackee is a fascinating fruit. Native to West Africa, it made its way to Jamaica, probably alongside some rather less enthusiastic travelers back in the 1700s. The thing about ackee is you can't just tuck into it willy-nilly. No, it needs to be prepared properly, you see, as unripe ackee can be, shall we say, a tad disagreeable. But when it's ripe, it's cooked with salted cod. That's the saltfish part. Onions, tomatoes, peppers, and spices to create a truly unique and delicious dish. Now, some folks like their ackee and saltfish on the drier side, while others prefer it a bit saucier. Personally, I like mine somewhere in the middle, with just enough sauce to coat the ackee and fish without making the whole affair soggy. It's typically served for breakfast, but frankly, I could eat this any time of day. It's that good. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can even try it with boiled green bananas, breadfruit, or dumplings. Oh, and a word to the wise. Don't be afraid to ask a local for their favorite spot to get ackee and saltfish. You might just discover a hidden gem. Next, we have a dish that needs no introduction, jerk chicken. This iconic Jamaican specialty is all about the marinade. We're talking a fiery blend of Scotch bonnet peppers, allspice, thyme, ginger, garlic, and a few secret ingredients that I'm sworn not to reveal. This marinade is then rubbed generously, and I do mean generously, into chicken, which is traditionally smoked over pimento wood for that authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. Now, the beauty of jerk chicken lies in its versatility. You can have it on the bone, boneless, in a wrap with rice and peas, which we'll get to in a bit, or simply on its own. And don't let the heat scare you off. While jerk chicken can be quite spicy, the level of heat can vary depending on who's doing the cooking. So if you're not a fan of fiery food, just ask for it mild. But if you can handle the heat, then by all means, go for the gusto. Oh, and a tip for the adventurous, try the jerk pork or jerk fish. You won't be disappointed. Now, let's talk about curry goat. This dish, much like Jamaica itself, is a melting pot of cultures and flavors. It's believed to have originated in India, but over the centuries it's been adapted and adopted by Jamaicans who have made it their own. The goat meat is slow cooked until it's fall off the bone tender in a rich and aromatic curry sauce made with a blend of spices, including turmeric, cumin, coriander, and of course Scotch bonnet peppers for that signature Jamaican kick. Now, curry goat is a labor of love. It takes time and patience to get it just right, but trust me, the end result is well worth the wait. It's typically served with rice and peas. Again, more on that later, or rotai, a type of Indian flatbread. And if you're feeling really indulgent, you can even have it with both. Just be sure to have a napkin handy because things can get a bit messy, but hey, that's all part of the experience, isn't it? Chapter 4. Rice and peas, the perfect accompaniment. You've heard me mention it a few times now, so let's talk about rice and peas. Now, despite the name, this Jamaican staple doesn't actually contain any peas. Instead, it's made with kidney beans, which are cooked with rice, coconut milk, thyme, and often a bit of salt pork or pigtail for added flavor. It's the perfect accompaniment to so many Jamaican dishes, from ackee and saltfish to curry goat to jerk chicken. And while it might seem like a simple dish, there's an art to getting it just right. The rice should be fluffy, the beans tender, and the whole thing should be infused with the subtle flavors of coconut milk and thyme. It's the culinary equivalent of a comfortable armchair, Familiar, comforting, and always satisfying. Chapter 5. Jamaican Patty, a quick and tasty bite. Now let's talk about a true Jamaican classic, the Jamaican Patty. This savory pastry is a ubiquitous sight in Jamaica, sold everywhere from street food stalls to high-end restaurants. It's essentially a flaky pastry crust filled with a variety of savory fillings, the most popular being seasoned ground beef, but you can also find patties filled with chicken, vegetables, lobster, and even soy protein for our vegetarian friends. The real secret to a good Jamaican patty lies in the crust. It should be flaky, buttery, and slightly crumbly with just the right amount of spice. And the filling should be flavorful and well seasoned with just the right amount of heat. Jamaican patties are best enjoyed hot, fresh out of the oven, and they make for a quick, tasty, and affordable meal or snack. Chapter 6. Escovitch fish, a taste of Spain. Now, for something a bit different, let's try escovitch fish. This dish is a testament to Jamaica's diverse culinary influences, with its roots firmly planted in Spanish cuisine. Escovitch is a derivative of the Spanish word escabeche, which refers to a dish of fish marinated and cooked in an acidic sauce. In the Jamaican version, fried fish, typically red snapper, is covered in a tangy and spicy sauce made with vinegar, onions, carrots, and Scotch bonnet peppers. The acidity of the sauce helps to cut through the richness of the fried fish, creating a harmonious balance of flavors. Escovitch fish is typically served cold or at room temperature, making it a refreshing and flavorful option for a light lunch or dinner. Let's move on to something a bit healthier. Callaloo. This leafy green vegetable is a staple in Jamaican cuisine and is packed with nutrients. It's similar in taste and texture to spinach and can be cooked in a variety of ways. The most common preparation involves sautéing the callaloo with onions, tomatoes, garlic, and Scotch bonnet peppers for a bit of a kick. It's often served as a side dish with breakfast, lunch, or dinner and pairs well with just about anything. So if you're looking for a healthy and delicious way to get your greens in while in Jamaica, be sure to give callaloo a try. Chapter 8. Bami from cassava with love. Now let's talk about bami. This flatbread is made from cassava, a starchy root vegetable that's a staple in many tropical regions. The cassava is grated, soaked, and then dried to remove its natural toxins. It's then ground into a flour, which is mixed with water and salt to form a dough. The dough is then flattened into rounds and cooked on a hot griddle until golden brown and slightly crispy. Bami has a slightly chewy texture and a nutty flavor that pairs well with a variety of dishes. It can be eaten on its own, used as a wrap for fillings, or served as a side dish with stews and soups. So if you're looking for a taste of traditional Jamaican cuisine, be sure to give bami a try. Chapter 9. Festival Fried Dough Delight. Now, who doesn't love fried dough? Certainly not the Jamaicans, who have elevated this simple pleasure to an art form with Festival. These slightly sweet and crispy dumplings are made from a simple dough of flour, cornmeal, sugar, and spices, which is then deep fried to golden perfection. Festival is often served as a side dish with ackee and saltfish, fried fish, or jerk chicken, adding a delightful contrast of textures and flavors. They're best enjoyed hot and fresh, when the exterior is still crispy and the interior is soft and fluffy. So if you see Festival on the menu, do yourself a favor and order some. You won't regret it. Chapter 10. Rum Cake, Sweet Jamaican Indulgence. Finally, let's end on a sweet note with rum cake. This decadent dessert is a true Jamaican classic and is often served during special occasions and holidays. As the name suggests, rum is a key ingredient in this cake, and it's used liberally in both the cake batter and the glaze. The cake itself is rich, moist and buttery, with a dense, almost pudding-like texture. The glaze is typically made with butter, sugar and rum, and it soaks into the cake, adding an extra layer of flavor and moisture. Jamaican rum cake is best enjoyed in small doses, as it's quite rich and indulgent. But hey, when in Jamaica, right? Well, there you have it. 10 must-try Jamaican foods that will tantalize your taste buds and leave you wanting more. If you're planning a trip to Jamaica, be sure to add these dishes to your culinary itinerary. And if you're not planning a trip, well, perhaps this video has inspired you to book one. As always, thank you for joining me on this culinary adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more travel and food-related content. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help. Until next time, happy travels. Now I know what you're thinking. What about the stunning scenes I captured during my travels? Yes, of course. During my travels, I've had the pleasure of pausing to take some truly breathtaking landscapes and moments, and I've decided to share some of these images with you. If you're interested in adding a touch of wanderlust to your home, you'll find a link in the description below to my art provider BelliArti. They produce high-quality canvas prints that are sure to brighten up any room.